Make some noise, Katowice! I couldn't hear you guys. I couldn't hear anything. Make some noise, Katowice! There we go. Whoa, all right. This is now rightfully my Poro, so thank you very much. But we're here waiting for game number 3. And look at all these fans with all these signs. My favorite being right here. Congratulations, Leonardo. You finally did it. We all love you. But on that note, the big question is, can Fnatic come back? Currently, SKT leading. Fnatic's been put up a good game, both games, the first 2 ones. Do you guys think Fnatic can win a game? Oh no. Do you guys think SKT will be your next world champion? Oh, you guys are just here to watch some good League of Legends. I like it. I like it. No bias. You guys just want to watch some great games. All of you guys at TSM chants, of course, and all the Ward cheers too. History always repeats itself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please get ready for game number 3. Tweet at us with hashtag IEM and let us know how you're enjoying the match, which could be match point right now in game number 3. And if you guys can find me in the camera, we will come back to the desk for some analysis about game number 3.
Well played, Chobra. Well played indeed. And I do think congratulations to Leonardo DiCaprio. As this could be the last game of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship for League of Legends, we wanted to do a slightly longer pregame. Wanted to actually set up the scene. I can't really remember though what happened in the second game.
Yeah, if only there was a place where we could read up, maybe get a little article on the summation of what happened in that game too.
Yeah, it was really good. You know, maybe stats, scores, picks, and bans. The theScore eSports app, if you check it out, you know, you can download it on your phone, iOS, Google. You know, I wonder if anybody knows anybody that actually like helps them out or works on their content, Crepo.
Yeah, I have no clue. Mithy, do you know anybody?
Oh my God, this is so cheesy.
Hey, welcome to the sellout live, dude.
Do you know anyone?
Have you ever sold out in front of 11,000 people? This is your chance.
This is your chance, yeah. Of course, if you want to check out theScoreEsports.com, I like
Nailed it. Nailed it. So let's get back to business. Game 3, SKT versus Fnatic. SKT are now back on the blue side. The Valkos, it won a game, so Mithy, you were wrong. How did it play out? What was good and bad in game 2 for you?
I think Fnatic just were not able to get those double TPs that I was talking about. SKT, honestly, I want to give it to SKT because it wasn't just like, it's not like Fnatic just didn't try or played bad. I think that SKT just was really, really aware of what Fnatic could do and had really good positioning, really good kiting, and just Fnatic just couldn't find the right fight. They just couldn't.
SKT, they just dance at the edges of a team fight so beautifully. Like they step one step forward, then one back, and they just wait. Everybody's dancing around on 20% HP. There's no panic engage like, oh, I'm low, I have to get one more spell off before I die. No, they're just comfortable. They know their limits. And that, for me, is always a joy to watch. I think there were a couple of instances where Fnatic could have maybe been a little bit more decisive, flanking out of Fog of War with Alessandro, but that is nitpicking. It's just so hard to surprise this SKT. They seem to always be ready for Fnatic.
And Dexter, what do you think of the execution? Because I felt that Fnatic tried a couple of engages, tried a couple of fights, but were either countered by SKT or simply didn't connect the skill shots or the positioning they needed.
Yeah, I think Fnatic actually got like some really good picks with Fabian, but I think those kills didn't really transition into anything. And the really big reason why it didn't, I think Spirit got caught out a lot in this game where he shouldn't, and he fell behind so hard in the jungle. Like he got double CS at 10 minutes, and I think yeah, Blank did a really good job actually of playing this Elise, and yeah, if Spirit couldn't just find the kicks that he needed to in order to just engage those fights. And I'm really impressed too by Bang's use of Ezreal, like one of the very few Ezreal players I really like, because he knows exactly how to just step in, kite out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
If you want to get the lobby, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 is what I was trying to tell you.
I was like, so he's giving me the sign like, apparently there's a password in the game, and I'm just going to log in. I like to watch League of Legends close personal.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be jumping into picks and bans as soon as the players are ready. But Mithy, how do you adjust now? It is game 3. the scar tissue was revealed in the previous game, and when you were beaten in 3 games by SKT, what would you do if you're in Fnatic's shoes?
It's looking the same way it looked for me. First game,
There's
kinda
hope.
close. Second game, not so good, and then third game it looks to me like it's gonna be a stomp. At least that's how it was for me. But if I was Fnatic, I would just try something completely different, because the thing is, the way Fnatic feels right now is like, guys, we just didn't get the engages, you know, like, play the same combo again, we can maybe get the engages, but SKT is just so on point. They're one step ahead. They know what's coming. They are playing team fights much better than Fnatic, and Fnatic needs to pull out something. They need something new.
Feels like psychological warfare. Like they take what you care about the most, they dangle it in front of you, and it's like, you almost can get it. Nope, a little step away, and then they just crush you in the last game.
Yeah.
That was dark.
Yeah.
That was really dark.
I've been
Crepo.
stumped many times in my life, you know. It's kind of my challenge of promos, you know. Every time I'm close, then I duo in Marcel and he feeds, and then sadly it's all gone.
Well, we are about to jump into picks and bans. As a reminder, SKT will be on the blue side, which means they will be able to theoretically target ban. They've removed Jin in all 3 of the games that they have played, because it is the first ban once again, and that's no surprise, Dexter.
Yeah. Jin has been really good for Reckless. He is making use of their champion very well. And we actually see Braum ban. For what reason?
Fnatic just needs to change something. SKT is going to pull out the same bans as before, and Fnatic needs to change something. They're probably going to ban the Braum, try and get the Alistar on the first rotation, and bait SKT into maybe a Gragas first pick. That's probably what they expect. So Gragas first pick, get the Alistar.
I like it. Because that means there's a good chance that we see Wolf play Bard. I think that's always a good win a championship.
Well, I wouldn't be very happy against Wolf Bard after that first game performance. He had 100% kill participation.
26 kills involved in every single one of them. Another adaptation here from Fnatic. The Poppy and the Braum. So Alistar's still up. Gragas no longer a viable first pick because it's not available. But Kalista is.
Oh God, are you gonna give back Kalista? I mean, I was saying something crazy, but I think that's going too far. I wouldn't recommend that.
So let's take a look. If it's not going to be a Kalista, or if the last ban is Kalista.
Italy is open. Alistar is open.
Oh God. Oh.
Ezreal is bad.
Oh, well.
At least they're trying. At least they're trying. Let's give them that. Oh, okay.
So savage.
So, what do you make of this, right? Kalista's left open, it's not first picked. Mithy, I know you despise this process, because if it were Origin, that would have been a Kalista.
Yeah, but like, every team has shown different priorities. Everyone knows what the strong champs are, but some teams just think that with this champion, they will actually gain more than with the other. So, or maybe they just feel like they're not really afraid of Reckless Kalista, and they'd rather have Nidalee for them.
I like that they went for Kalista Corki here instead of the Kalista Alistar, even though that's a super strong lane. I think it just sets up 2 winning lanes already for Fnatic, and that's what they need to do. Pressure early, snowball, skirmish, and see if they can take the game. Because mid-game, we've seen what SKT can do if you can get them comfortably there. So I like the approach. You see if SKT is actually going to steal away the Alistar in this rotation, or if they're fine playing into Kalistar.
I mean, I just want to see the Z here and see the reverse matchup, but I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't think SKT likes to just pick Z here, but...
It's like a wake. Everybody here is like holding their flashes out. It's like we're holding like a little bit of a funeral of Fnatic's hopes. Guys, there's one more game to be played.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like building up a spirit bomb. Everybody in Katowice is trying to give Fnatic their power. And with 3 seconds left, SKT will steal away the Nautilus from Gamsu.
I actually like that a lot, because Poppy has been banned, and yeah, you just take the Nautilus away. What is Gamsu gonna play right now in the top lane?
But why would you take
Fiora?
Lucian there instead of Alistar? Why would not take the Alistar?
Because they want to support. I think they want to support kind of pick range into a melee matchup. Maybe Alistar into Thresh, which is kind of fine, and to maybe make sure that they don't really lose the bot lane that hard with pressure-wise. Because I think Lucian Alistar
Crepo,
maybe loses.
hold that thought.
Yeah. Okay.
We're channeling it.
Sometimes the crowd does the job for you. They're trying to get behind the team. But
Alistar. I know, guys.
no, I like it, Mithy. I like it.
If he's part of the crowd, he's gonna get out his phone and start.
So,
He's gonna get out his HTC phone and
if we're not surprised by the Alistair lock-in here. Gamsu on Graves, it's something that he did run yesterday, but gonna swap away at the last few seconds and bait me into it. Thresh Lee Sin.
Lee Sin is just very common. Everyone plays that matchup when Nidalee is picked. We've seen it multiple times in Europe, and Spirit has been showing like really, really good team fighting and how the matchup should be played out. I'm gonna see like maybe he can get us like this game 1 performance again. I hope so. But Nidalee is just so oppressing if you just leave her alone.
Especially Korean Nidalees. Those are scary, yeah.
Well, they have the ping advantage, you know. They can practice better.
That's what it boils down to, I'm sure. Well, we'll find out. There's a few seconds left on the last rotation. Mid laner and support left. Cripper, you'd mentioned a counter pick for the support.
I think you rather pick Alistar into a Thresh, and then if they would have been Alistar, I think he would have actually went for the Bard. I think those are fun matchups to play in lane. Obviously, SKT can also just swap. Kalista Thresh is a super strong trade in lane. Will obviously bully an Alistar. You can go even, but you will lose the pressure. And if you lose the pressure, you lose like some invades and some jungle camps.
But they have Nidalee to kind of not really lose the pressure, because Nidalee is the champion that realistically you can't really gank lanes with Nidalee. But what you do is you go to a lane, poke it out, or push it out with your like either you pressure it with your duo lane, or you gank the duo lane a bit, get a chunk on the enemy bot lane so you can farm equally. And that's what Nidalee does best without even losing in farm.
On the same token though, Nidalee kind of wants winning lanes as well, because if both lanes are pushing, she can obviously just invade. So that's maybe something that SKT was thinking about. I wonder if they're actually going to take the matchup though. Lucian Alistar should technically fall behind against Thresh Kalista. You can go a little bit even if you focus more on healing. But the easier way out generally is lane swapping.
Set against Corki, opposite matchup.
Yeah, opposite of game 1. And we mentioned it, even though Febiven got a solo kill, he was down 30-40 CS, which actually meant he was behind in overall gold. And it will be Gamsu with the Graves on top. So we have a minute before we are going to head back over to our trio of casters. Crepo, this time I want you to be the first one to predict who will win this game.
I actually like Fnatic's composition more, because I think if they build a little bit tanky, stack some armor, maybe exhaust. You know what? Fnatic's gonna take it.
So Fnatic in game 3, Mythy. You were wrong last game. Do you think you'll be right this game?
I felt
the energy?
I felt the energy, yeah. I just felt it.
Felt the energy here in Katowice. That's 2 votes for Fnatic. Dexter?
I have to make up for it for my bad prediction yesterday. So I need to go with SKT here to make up for it, yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Traitor.
Dexter going with SKT. So we'll find out who's going to be correct and whether or not SKT will pick the cup up. This could be the game that decides it as we head over to the casters.
Is it going to be the final game? What do you guys think?
I mean, if you want to make the easy prediction, I guess to say yes.
Yes.
But I think if Fnatic gets standard lanes in this game, they will definitely be able to fight against SKT, and we won't have a Origin-like stomp like we saw at Worlds in the 3rd game. Standard lanes is just everything for Fnatic here, honestly.
I'm curious too, because Faker has actually opted into the same lane matchup that he took in game number 1. Febiven, in the 1 game of Corki that we've actually seen this season, or in this tournament rather, has not actually done particularly well. He failed to kind of use the package on the map particularly efficiently. He didn't really make plays with the Corki. And I had been advocating, why doesn't this team play Corki? They've only played 1 game of Corki in the LCS this year. And we sort of found out why. So,
yeah, definitely not a great game for Febiven, but it is still a good pick for Fnatic. And again, it's basically 3 pushing lanes. It's what they're running here. Lee Sin wants to get level 6 before he really wants to duel in Italy, and he actually has kill potential when he has the longsword as well at 6. But it's 3 pushing lanes, so if they do not get standard lanes here, I feel like SKT are able to kind of slow down the game again and then start getting just more standard fights after 10-15 minutes with Nautilus, Alistar. Obviously Graves does well in lane swap. He's very fast at pushing down a tower because he can stand close range with the shotgun.
question is, are they going to be seen on this ward right here? 5-man stacking, there is a ward. And Faker going to wrap around the side. He's going to fire a shuriken into a couple of them. Keeps eyes on him right
and
now.
Spoiler, Monty, Mento, I was about to call you. I'll call you Monty instead.
Or maybe he's fresh. So, Fnatic, okay, let's get into it. What do they want with the lanes here? Because they did well in the lane phase last time. They managed to get the rotations working well. They are obviously getting spotted out, so they know that it's going to be the duo down that bottom lane. And where's Bang and Wolf right now? They're on their way into the red buff area.
Yeah, it's going to be a lane swap now because SKT has some really smart wards level 1.
Spirit's about to get surprised. Flash quickly, just about got away from the pulverize and managed to actually pick up the gold there, but it's going to force him out of his path.
SKT were able to spot Fnatic first in the invade itself, and then when they walked from mid lane towards the Wolf camp in their own jungle, there was another ward being placed by SKT, so they saw Thresh Kalista go to the bottom side, and we now get this lane swap here where Gamsu's also stuck on top side, so he's not getting anything really other than a few minions. He's not dual jungling with Spirit, and he has to now just recall and run to bottom lane, and therefore you lose a lot of that early push you get with the Graves. And now Fnatic lose that advantage they would have had from the pick and ban phase playing standard lanes.
Now also Spirit going to be very far behind, or a camp behind already, now falling behind by another one, and Graves going to have to come down all the way back. No actual shared farm at all, so Duke already attaining a level advantage and going to be in that lane just a little bit faster for the push. So everything going SKT's way this game.
And I think Fnatic, because they had these deep wards, and they didn't see anyone from SKT showing the wards moving to lanes. They're like, okay, they're probably on the bottom side, so we're gonna swap down bottom side. They were pretty confident it was gonna happen. That's why Gamsu stayed up on top side as well, getting the 1v1. And then SKT just snuck around, got the lane swap, and then it ruins so much of this early game plan for Fnatic and what they were drafting for.
Do you think Chaogu and Royal Never Give Up are watching this and going, oh, that's how you do it?
Quite possibly.
It is LPL team, so probably not.
Well, I mean, speaking of going home early, I did hear that SK Telecom actually made dinner reservations after the semi-final for quite early. So I think they were kind of expecting the 3-0 here. They were very confident, obviously, they were going to take down TSM. And, well, seemingly that confidence is very much theirs. But Faker took a lot of damage here in that mid lane. You see, Spirit came visiting. He has got the support of Blank, but this is very good early pressure from Fnatic once again.
Try to poke out this Zed. We saw the same thing from Faker in the reverse matchup in the first game of this series. All in potential will be there a little bit down the road, but he's having some trouble at the start of this. Nice gank too to take out his flash, make him a bit more vulnerable.
And now we see there is standard Fnatic play when they have a super strong 2v2. Nothing is going to happen mid lane, don't worry. You actually send Kalista back down to the bottom lane after the swap, because you want to force that 2v2, and you know the enemy is sending their dual lane to that lane to push that tier 1 tower. Kly is then on top side, placing a few defensive wards for Gamsu, because he's going to take this wave here and push it out, so he's going to overextend. Kly will recall, go down to bottom lane and play 2v2, and this time around, Reckless is not behind in experience. He doesn't want to show himself just yet. That's why he's actually waiting before going to the minion wave on bottom side. Now he can, because he sees Wolf and Bang on the bottom side. And also Kly is going to join in. And now Fnatic gets to play their standard lanes, just a little bit delayed, and they don't get that early advantage they would otherwise have gotten.
Scary lane, a Corki into a Zed. We saw
Ninja into a machine gun
last time around. Forbidden playing on Zed, but Faker feels he may well have something to prove. It often actually does happen in the mid laners. They like to, like, oh, you think you can do that? I'll show you how to play Zed.
I really think that this is a case of that, because they don't have as strong of a 1-3-1 split pushing composition as we saw from Fnatic in game number 1. And I really think that Faker found the reverse matchup rather irresistible when they're up 2-0 in this series. But his first game, Zed earlier today against TSM, he had quite a few misplays actually. He was diving too deep, not paying attention to where people could have been on the map, and overcommitting. It didn't lead to very many good things.
So Bjergstad confirmed better than Faker?
I think that's what we're learning.
Again, quote from Monte Cristo.
I mean, you could record
there
clip.
was no Kappa in there whatsoever.
From what I've learned of experience in the past, these little clips, these little audio clips that come out, they do often get cut down into that little bite size. I know Trevor has experienced this before as well. But
I think we've all experienced
yes,
this.
yes. You're like, I didn't say that. What? Wait, hang
Oh,
on.
they just
did
cut
I
off the
say
second
that?
part of the
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah, they like piece the words together. Like, did I really say that? Wait. And you think, hang on, that's from this
While your
game,
face
that's
is
from this
lacking
game.
when you
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
them together.
Yeah. But so far, so good for Fnatic. But we were saying very much the same thing at the same stage yesterday. Well, we were saying it yesterday, but Reckless, forced in, gonna get pulled straight out. That was a nice recovery there, because that could have been first blood with ease there as Blank came around.
Fnatic right now are using Spirit on top side to try and let Gamsu push in for this tower here. Graves will always be able to put pressure on towers in this matchup, and you're automatically going to win the 2v2 on bottom side as well. So now Fnatic has these winning side lanes. And Fabian basically just has to like stay even in mid and just push in that lane into tower, so Faker can never roam. Even gonna set up a dive, 3v1.
Okay, let's see if it works out. Duke's going to be the focus target. Spirit does catch up towards him. He's going to take the tower damage first on. In comes Verbiven. Nicely traded. Will be easy. Gamsu takes first blood.
Faker coming though. No flash from Fabian.
Yeah, he's just flashed away a moment ago. It's risky. It's a risky 1v3. And does he feel he has it in him to try and figure it out? Yeah, Gamsu's just going to bully him away here. And we should be safe.
Yeah, looking for that point of vulnerability, but not going to find it. Hitting that Nautilus right before he hits level 6 so that they can't actually deal too much with this.
Oh! Cly steals it.
That's the crab.
So some good plays here from Fnatic. This is why they want these standard lanes, because mid lane is always going to push for the Corki, and then you can leave the lane. You can move first and start setting up these dives here, because you know you're going to push in the top lane with the Graves. You know you're also going to push in the bottom lane with the Thresh Kalista, and then suddenly you just start diving onto SKT. You continue to just play faster and faster and force SKT to take fights when they're not ready.
Well, Fnatic, despite the ward excitement, are slightly in the lead. Obviously the first blood going their way. Rotations working out well for them, but they're going to have to do a lot more than that. SKT have proven that many times. If you go even with them, it's just not enough. And even if you go ahead of them, still not enough.
Yeah. I like the Graves pick though here, and I like the fact that, as we saw, they did actually end up in the standard lanes instead of going for the more traditional, or more common, I should say, not traditional, common reversal of the lanes. That means they're going to get the Dragon too. They don't have to sacrifice it as they flip top. And this is a strategy that's worked against SK Telecom in the past. It's worth noting that very early in the season, one of the first instances, actually the first instance of top lane Graves that we saw was actually played by Trace from Jin Air, and they 2-0'd SK Telecom, picking that top lane Graves both games. So they have struggled with the Graves and trying to play into it, and it is working so far, has gotten them a bit of a CS lead. The stronger lanes working out when it comes to farm and slowly building up a gold advantage.
And now Fnatic just needs to decide, you know, which lane do we want to play around. Normally you always identify where's your strongest lane. That's where you put your focus with vision and jungle ganks and so on. In this case, Fnatic has a lot of strong lanes. If you want to play around bot side though, you're playing deep inside the enemy jungle. You're playing for that tier 2 bot tower and then diving mid lane after, potentially. And that's what Fnatic is doing right now, because Gamsu's pushed so far back on the map.
4 members of Fnatic making their way down through the lower part of the jungle, but SKT not going to fall for that one. They do back away, which gives Reckless another free wave. But Monty, you just pointed out, while this Rift Herald gets taken down by Blank, he is quite considerably far ahead in terms of farm right now over Spirit.
Yeah, in the game that he played on Italy on the first day when they had a lane swap, he was only 3-0-3, so not a very high KDA, but his counter jungling was absolutely crazy, and his ability to start denying these camps. Now, he did get a very nice start here due to what happened at the level 1 in this game, but he's just been able to keep on rolling with that forever. So we take a slow-mo look at this crab kill, 360, no scope.
A snipe that JW would be proud of, but Wolf caught out here. Spirit fancies it, gets the pulverize down. The spear catches on Spirit. Now they might try and turn this one around. Verbiven has the package around the side. Oh, Faker baited into that one. Ignite is going to take him down. No, gets Spirit out the side there. Actually, the Ignite didn't finish him off. I think he leveled up off the kill, and Reckless will get caught out. And Well, Fnatic, they tried to make the play, and it's gone 3-0.
Okay, you can't invade in the bottom side of the map when you're trying to play at your tier 2 in the top side. If you're not willing to commit to that teleport, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So they think they catch Wolf out, but Wolf has all of that CC, and it's quite easily turned there by SK Telecom because Duke has so much room to TP, and he has nothing else to do at all.
Crouching Tiger, hidden cow. Gamsu pounced on by Blank, tries to pop the ulti. Faker comes in to finish the job. You know, someone check Mithy right now. I think he might be getting flashbacks.
Interesting enough with Spirit in that last play as well. He could actually just kick Flash back. The Alistar, if you wanted to try and take him down instantly, like here, if you want to destroy him like in a second and not take a fight, you would just kick Flash him, but he delays it. And now they get poked down, Faker goes in. There's a package for Fabian, but he's not able to use it, and they think actually to get Faker here.
That does get a little bit of HP there, coming back in. And Duke, he just has every opportunity to teleport into this fight. There's really nothing else for him to do in the top lane, and we just don't see the TP follow at all from Gam, so the rest of his team getting overly aggressive when they don't have the pressure to make that play.
Good guy, Bang saving him.
The Bang heal managing to catch on to Faker and keep him alive there. And then obviously goes on to get himself a double kill, so it really worked out well. Clutch moment, I think you could say in certain games. But
I think we might just
continuing to try. They really want to push the pace.
Oh, they will just keep doing this because, again, they are so strong here in this early to mid game. You want to apply the pressure with this composition. Now you're just, again, falling behind. You lose out on these early fights. Problem is you can't really stop. Like, you have to just kind of keep going.
Trying to siege up in the mid lane right now, but not a lot of power there, not a lot of mana on Febvin, so they can't deal too terribly much damage to the turret. SK Telecom just looking to catch the big wave in topside right now, get Duke back into this game. He has fallen behind in that CS.
But the fact he could join a team fight actually meant he had more value than Gamsu and his 100 CS so far. Yeah, you can get high CS numbers, but if the enemy top lane is able to just TP in and be part of 2 kills.
Speaking of people diving in, Faker fancies it on Reckless. Not quite enough damage transferred, but it pulled the ultimate Anna Clyde to defend it. That is a big ult to be down when in, what, 80 seconds time, the Dragon will be spawning.
Blank just gonna pop over the wall, does get kicked out. So blue buff handed over to Spirit. Blank, a little bit of a blind attempt there onto the blue buff. They do deny it from going over to Febvin, so it's mission mostly successful.
Well, okay. Bang, the focus. 3v2 down the bottom lane. You do see Wolf just thinking of making the rotation, trying to sneak around the back, but it's not going to work out. You talked about this one at the top. Gamsu, of course, has got a pretty sizable CS lead. Looking to try and make a play. Fnatic at the moment, they're hunting for just anything. Trying to steal something away, trying to get those kills, but
stealing their own
not giving them
jungle
the
camps.
chances.
Basically all Fnatic can do at this point.
Well, this is just a very large lead, coming up to about 3K after this turret goes down in favor of SK Telecom. Their largest lead here at 15 minutes in this series. And this is normally the part of the game where they have struggled, at least statistically, in Korea. And now that they're coming out ahead, they should have some cruising here. They keep on split pushing, or start actually split pushing. We're still too early in the game for Zed really to hit a side lane in earnest. Instead, just going to turn their sights onto the Dragon and take that one down instead.
Yes, cruise control for SK Telecom here. 2-0 up in the series. If you have just joined us, you've missed a long day of League of Legends action. SKT taking down TSM convincingly this morning, 2-0. And then the epic semi-final happened. Fnatic managing to pull off the victory over Royal Never Give Up. It was a 2-1 series. And honestly, a lot of people kind of wrote them off in that third game. They didn't think the team comm was right, but they're going to keep chasing on Duke here. But he will go into the tower. Well, they're really committed for it. They're going to dive in. Is it going to be enough? Fake around the side. Spirit, oh, he committed way too deep. The rest of his team not on the same page. Oh, Faker, he just goes straight in and decimates Reckless and says, see ya.
He is extremely fed right now. They're not going to stop there. Oh, Yes, they will, with Fevin rounding the corner. Wolf going to get quite low, still trying to dodge some of these skill shots out.
And you die.
He just left Cly alone. He's like, guys, I've got Faker, guys, I've got Faker, guys, guys! No!
I mean, you get to the point in the game where it's all about killing Faker now,
Well, I mean,
just for some revenge.
you might want to, but that's going to be, well, an elongated ace.
Yeah.
Obviously, the death timers are that short right now, but 9-2 for SKT.
They're just laughing. Fnatic is just
Clyde
laughing.
just
at this
laughing.
point.
They realize the game is up really for them, but
Well, they just
time to have some fun with it.
Both Cly and Fevin just stopped right there at the end of the kills, just deaded their tracks. They knew what was coming.
Entire early game strategy kind of fell apart for Fnatic. Not getting lane swap, but then getting back into the standard lanes and trying some invades. This again because you just gotta try something, honestly. Turns into a little bit of a solo queue game for Fnatic, and that's what they want to play. At this point, just keep looking for fights over and over and over, see if you can win some of them. And well, Faker does not like Reckless, apparently.
I mean, in the grand strategy of things, Fnatic never really would have expected to make it to the final, I don't think. I mean, realistically, after their woes in the European LCS so far, you see Clyde just like, guys, someone help me. Faker just picks them apart. Gamsu taken down along with Forbidden as well. It was a very much expected fight turnout. They're going for it again, though, down in the bottom lane. If we can come out of the replay, they're going to try. They're literally throwing everything at Faker. Can they catch on towards him? The chase is on, and it's going to get turned around. Faker wants it. Can he get it? Spirit. Oh, there we go. It's going to go to Spirit. Gets the kill, but it took 4 of them to dive him. Totally worth.
Operation Kill Faker. Everybody goes into the bottom lane, but they're gonna lose a lot of farm and also perhaps a top lane tier 2 for this. So
Doesn't matter. You killed Faker. That's all Fnatic cares about at this point.
the Rift Herald buff on Blank going to be helping out of those minions, and they sacrificed a lot. It definitely was just a play to kill Faker right there, prevent him from going deathless in this final match.
I feel like Faker has won enough by now. I mean,
Do you?
someone else
Oh, no, they got
soon
no
has to
vision.
get some of these
No
trophies.
vision. Someone's going to go blind here.
Yeah, Samsung White.
Is it Clyde that's going to walk in? Uh-oh, Clyde, surprise! Gets pulled
Reckless
out.
surprise.
Reckless saves the day. Now, will they try and pursue? Look at this, they've got a great little
45.
pincer flank move. Gamsu blinds a lot of them, catches the ultimate across them, but unfortunately can't do a great deal else. Wolf pops the ultimate and dives straight in onto Forbidden. Forbidden taking a big chunk of damage. He pulls out, Clyde's like, guys, not again. Not like this. Duke, though. Oh, man, are they going to just dive straight around the back of the turret? Are they that confident right
Well, they're
now?
just gonna wait right now. Faker is on his way, and they've got all the poke coming.
They're all
This
in the bush.
is getting so
Hi,
silly.
guys. They might not know we're here. Anyway, around this one, can they get themselves a kill? There's going to be one. Reckless goes down. The second is Forbidden. And now Bang continues on through. Blank dives in the back line. He gets himself
Faker's
on the
dead.
scoreboard. Bang gets himself a double. Clyde, oh, just one little hit. That's all you want. Try throw that hook out. Bang's drawing you in. Clyde, okay. Okay, you could get a double
He has the
kill here,
cannon.
buddy. You could get a double kill. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Yeah, oh, sidestep.
wait
Try and
for
draw
it.
them in. Draw them in.
Oh, come on.
Oh, the flay.
Yeah, that's one.
Nicely done. He did have Ignite. I was going to say, use the Ignite. He could try it. The cooldown on Death Sentence has got to be up in a moment. There we go. There's the flay. Dodge it, dodge it, dodge it. Work it like you make it.
Anchor to the face.
It's got to hurt.
This game's silly, Officio.
No, this is high quality macro play.
You like the old turret box in at the end there? Hit the poke from both sides.
I like this setup here. Comes to being a real man, and then Clyde's getting denied in his hook, and then everyone just start chasing each other.
Right to the choke point.
Look how Fibin is maximizing damage using Valk there, when they're gonna walk through it.
I'm sure that was the intent.
That is a quality Corky play.
And they know Faker's coming too. Being streaked
It's like
all
the
the way
Jaws
from the
music
base.
started. Actually, it's the double for Bang as well. He just dives right on in there.
I wonder what Bank's KDA is for this tournament.
Gotta be pretty high. It was pretty big in the last game and the one before that. But here we go. Okay, Spirit flashed it. Blanks
Super helpful answer, by
counter
the
flashed
way.
it. Well, it's like I'm just going to pull the numbers out of my brain. What do you think, Herb?
He has a high number.
It's like the beautiful mind, just seeing numbers I flash past my brain. Reckless caught out once again, taken down by Bang. Just keep that stat padding going there. It's like an eco round right now. I think that's what's going on, right? Forbidden, oh dear, you can't even take on Duke anymore, buddy. Sad to say, Bianca will land once again. Bang is looking for another kill. He's going to come around on Spirit. Spear lands. Bang wants another kill. But Blank takes it. Blank himself has got pretty impressive KDA as well. You working it out? You adding it up?
Yeah, he's got
5 maths.
He's got 28 kills.
I'll take your word for it.
And 2 deaths coming into this series, but I don't have the stats for him from this
So he
series.
died twice.
4-0-7.
Before coming into the games against Fnatic.
So, okay,
yeah.
32.
Oh, no,
oh, okay, right, before the first 2 games.
Dying twice is kind of unacceptable.
Is a feeder, that's for sure. Baron goes to SKT. They're kind of in a fun phase right now. 19-6. Informative replay coming up. Digest.
Yeah. Spirit trying to make a kick flash. And then Fnatic trying to run away, and we don't even want to see that replay.
No!
They
Surrender, ladies and gentlemen! Well, there you have it. The Intel Extreme Masters World Champions are going to be SK Telecom T1. A dominant 3-0 performance. A 22-minute surrender coming out of Fnatic, and a big smile across Faker's face because he's just got another trophy to his cabinet.
I have never seen a League of Legends major international tournament end with a surrender vote before.
I've never seen a team win a tournament playing so few minutes. SKT played 4 games coming into the final. The games against Team Solo Mid were 25 minutes and 29 minutes.
Yeah, this one 22, of course, the surrender making it even faster, but that last push coming in was going to make that victory pretty much an inevitability.
Well, I believe the 9 o'clock dinner reservations for SK Telecom could be met. They might have to whirl themselves out of the stadium, but congratulations to them. You see Fnatic, of course, smiles on their faces. They knew where it was going, but the Intel Extreme Masters World Champions are SK Telecom T1.
Congratulations to SK Telecom for sweeping the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Season 10 title. And one more time for your Season 10 Intel Extreme Masters World Champions!
SK War. SKT.
Another title, another trophy, another championship. Will we ever see a team as internationally and locally dominant as SKT?
Must get boring at some point, no?
I don't think so. No, that has to be the most amazing feeling in the world, though. Whenever you win like an international tournament and you can walk up and just take that cup. I don't think that ever gets old.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Tell me
I wouldn't
about
know.
it, please. I would like to know someday.
I've seen another team get to hoist the cup right in front of me. That kind of hurts.
Well, gentlemen, that's something Fnatic will be feeling now. You can see Fnatic and SKT set up on stage. We are about to begin the medal ceremony with Shox. And we can see Christoph on stage. He is the managing director of ESL Poland, awarding Fnatic silver medals.
They can be proud, honestly, of their run in this tournament.
They played really good and they adapted so well.
The crowd absolutely behind the European LCS squad, who really have grown. Congratulations to the second place team here at the Intel Extreme Masters. Christoph will now hand out the gold medals to SK Telecom. At the beginning of the tournament, Carmack stood on that stage and recounted a story of how the crowd here in Katowice cheered the winners regardless of where they were from. In Katowice, you've done it once again, cheering for SKT, the Season 10 World Champions for the Intel Extreme Masters. Shox and Susie are on stage now to do the closing interview for the finals. Shox, take it away.
Well, actually, we do need some time to set up with Faker, so I suggest we get it back to the analyst desk for just 1 second. We don't want to catch him off guard, of course, so we want to have it prepared.
I'm sure we'll get ourselves ready for that in a moment or two. Mithi, you were talking about it a little while ago, how Fnatic can be proud of the performance. They had no expectations coming into this, and they managed to make it all the way to the finals. What does this mean for Europe and for the team specifically?
Well, I think they played more games in 3 days that they have played in 3 months, or some stat like that. So
Some
I think
stat like that.
I think their team has grown a lot from this tournament, and I think they're gonna come really strong to EULCS.
No, I definitely think that's a good point. Fnatic right now, the amount of experience that they've just got in only just 2 days of practice. Right now, they have more practice with Clyde than they have with Noxec. They look like a better team overall, and I think this will be very good for the European LCS overall.
I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. We can see the players getting on stage. Faker almost ready. Dexter, I mean, it was a difficult final, and SKT clearly the stronger of the two teams.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Fnatic can be really proud and come back to Europe and show how good they've become. And I think Spirit really stepped up over the last 3 days. Like, from what I saw in LCS, he was like struggling a bit, but...
Hold that thought, Dexter. He did step up. He was struggling. I have got the cue that Shox is now ready. Let's head down on stage.
Yes, I am. And of course, I am joined here by Faker after the victory of SKT here at the Intel Extreme Masters. I have a lot of questions for you, but the first thing I have to ask you is the Vel'Koz pick in Game 2. We love it when you play these new things. Why Vel'Koz in this one?
벨코즈를 제가 플레이하게 된 이유는 이전부터 좀 연습을 많이 했었는데 리산드라 상대로 좀 좋은 모습이 나와서 그래서 선택했던 것 같아요.
He said he's actually been practicing Vel'Koz a bit, and he felt that it was a very good counter to Lysandra, and so he said, yeah, I went for it and took that pick.
Why not? Went pretty well, I would say. Faker, when I talked to you on the first day of the tournament, we talked about how you guys had not found your form in the LCK yet, and you would see what would happen. Now you go through this tournament undefeated. You beat teams out of every major region. How does that change your confidence going back into the LCK in the second round?
일단 한국에서 저희가 좀 안 좋은 모습을 보였기 때문에 이번 IEM도 좀 많이 걱정이 되는데 이번에 전승으로 이기고 나서 다시 한국에서도 잘할 수 있을 것 같다는 느낌이 들고 그렇게 되면 롤드컵도 다시 나갈 수 있다고 생각해요.
He said actually because of our poor performance in the LCK, I was actually kind of worried coming into this tournament as well. But I mean, after having played like this, I feel like, yeah, we have gotten that confidence. Maybe when we go back to the LCK, I do feel that we definitely have a chance at going back to Worlds again.
Well, there we go. I think that's pretty safe to say. I do want to ask you about Fnatic as well. You've played them so many times now, and this is a different squad. They have Gamsu and Spirit now instead of Huni and Reignover. What are kind of the similarities and differences to you?
우선 제가 프나틱을 이번에 다시 상대했을 때 그때랑 플레이 스타일이 거의 비슷하다고 느꼈고 좀 예전이랑 거의 비슷한 것 같아서 별로 차이점을 못 느낄 것 같고 좀 후니 레인오버나 지금이나 잘하는 것 같아요.
He said, actually, I feel that the play style of this team versus the other team is pretty similar. And so I didn't really feel that much of a difference. And Huni and Reignover, he feels that they are both players that are also very good.
Okay, well, it definitely showed for Fnatic that they've grown throughout this tournament, as have you guys. Fantastic. Finally, I want to ask you if you want to say something to all these fans here who have been cheering for you guys as well.
I'm going to let him do this one in English.
한국에서 지금 새벽까지 많이 봐주시는 팬들한테 정말 언제나 응원해 주셔서 정말로 감사드리다고 말씀드리고 싶고 또 이번에 저희가 우승해서 한국의 위상을 좀 높인 것 같아서 팬분들한테 좀 뿌듯함도 있는 것 같아요. 그리고 현재 있는 팬분들한테도 정말로 감사드리다는 말씀 드리고 싶네요. 네, 땡큐.
He wants to thank all the Korean fans right now who are watching. It's really late at night over there, but who stayed up and watched all the games, and also the fact that Korea was able to do well. He feels very good and proud about that kind of feeling, and also he thanks you guys for coming to this arena and watching all their games, and so he says thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Faker. Congratulations. 감사합니다. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your runners-up Fnatic and your Intel Extreme Masters Champions Katowice 2016 SK Telecom T1.
Thank you so much, Shox and Isuzu. Congratulations once again to SK Telecom T1. And, you know, it's not the first time that they have won an entire international tournament without dropping a single game while simultaneously having struggled back in the LCK. SKT just seem to find the form they need to win on these big stages with these thousands of players watching them.
Yeah, or all the other teams are bad. Actually, it wasn't the case this time. No, SKT, the improvement they make coming from the LCK or the gameplay there over to here, especially with that switch in blank, it was impressive. And we obviously need to gauge how much that will translate into the LCK. But I think with blank in their roster right now, they made a really good step towards just improving again.
Yeah, I mean, as a jungler, I was like very surprised that blank actually played that well. And like in that last game where he just was double CSing Spirit, it was really impressive to see actually. And his ganking sense and his mechanics are a lot better than Bengi currently at the moment. And I think that's what SKT exactly needed, to have him feel comfortable in the team, to be at this form again. Yeah,
worked out in their favor. We just see some shots there of Fnatic interacting with the fans while SKT are posing for some photos. And you know, I do have to look back because I think, Crepo, you and Mithy voted for Fnatic.
No, we voted for SKT.
No, I'm pretty sure you voted for Fnatic.
I don't think there's any way you can prove that.
Actually, there is, because if you're using the Place.tv Chrome extension,
Damn you, Place
could have
TV.
reported, gone back to check it, and instantly share all of those clips on your social media and call out liars like Crepo.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the meddling Place TV.
So, Mithy, it has been a fantastic tournament. Fnatic have come out and really showed up. Without trying to be too rude, I think Origin also had low expectations, but showed up in the games despite the problems, despite some individual mistakes costing. You know, what have you taken away from this tournament, both individually and looking at all of the teams? It's a tough question, I know.
So individually, I really like just playing on stage against international teams. I really miss playing on stage, like big stages. The LCS is fun, but it's kind of cozy compared to this, obviously. So
yeah.
So that was fun, and individually in terms of gameplay, I felt like I was doing okay. That I was still there. I was still doing fine. It's just we need to work on our team play more than anything. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff to take away. We're probably gonna watch the games and talk about a lot of stuff. So.
Well, I wish you all the best because we will be going back to the LCS in Europe next week and NA as well. Let's take a quick look at that playoff bracket one last time to see exactly how SKT earned the title. They 2-0'd TSM in around 25-minute average game time. They 3-0'd Fnatic. And Dexter, other than Fnatic, everything else was as expected.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, Fnatic, I expected them to drop out because coming in this tournament, they were like a struggling team, same as Origin, middle of the pack. And yeah, Fnatic stepped up. I think they improved over game by game. And of course, then they met the final boss in the final. But yeah, I think overall, Fnatic can be really happy. They exceeded everyone's expectations.
Yeah, they definitely did. For one last time, I mean, Mitch, please give us a last passing thought as we wrap up the Intel Extreme Masters here in Katowice.
Ooh.
Is that it? Okay, good. Yeah. I can work with that.
All right, ooh.
Ooh, it is. That's it. We're done here from Katowice, Poland. Thank you to everybody that has stuck around. Thank you to everybody that is watching at home. Congratulations to SKT. You are the Season 10 Intel Extreme Masters World Champions.
My heart, it beats like a bass drum. Come on, let me get some. Never gonna back down. Never gonna break one bend. Now, tonight there's gonna be a showdown. Tonight there's gonna be war. This is what we came for. The victor, the champion. I'll be the last one standing. Time goes by in a moment. Can't blink now, only got one shot. It's all on me, gonna own it. Running to the top now, I won't stop. 'Cause I'm the blade in the darkness. I'm the bullet in the gun, that's me. My heart, it beats like a bass drum. Tonight I'm coming out the shadows. Long time coming, gonna get what's mine. I'm here standing at the doorway, staring down my glory. It's my time. 'Cause I'm a light in the darkness. I'm a bullet in the gun, that's me. My heart, it beats like a bass drum. Come and let me get some. Never gonna back down, never gonna break one bend. Now, tonight there's gonna be a showdown. Tonight there's gonna be war. This is what we came for. The victor, the champion. I'll be the last one standing. The region, the glory. Tonight they'll write my story down. Time goes by in a moment. Can't blink now, only got one shot. It's all on me, gonna own it. Running to the top now, I won't stop.